All right, welcome to another episode from the Chart Reader. So we are taking a look at BBAI and SoundHound, okay? Normally I've been starting with SoundHound. I'm going to start with this one and actually talk a little bit about the offering that just happened, okay? So look, obviously you're not watching my videos to hear about fundamental stuff, okay? But I think it's a little important to talk about this. So if you're a long-term holder of this stock, I actually have no issues with an offering. All right, and I'll tell you why. I have to zoom out for that. Look, BBAI not that long ago was a 77-cent stock. Literally, not that long ago. January was like a minute ago, right? So if you can make a silly run into the dollar realm, you're literally $2 over where you were not that long ago. Hey, this isn't a bad place to make an offering. Let's actually put a guarantee. It's almost like banking profits, but the other way around, right? Like, let's guarantee some money right here just in case we actually gap down and that sucks. You know what? Hey, whatever. We were able to hold and again, I don't know what the offering dollars are. I don't think they've released that yet, but even if it's just a little lower than where we're at today, it should be substantially better than this 70-cent world that we were at not that long ago, right? So that's at least a positive. For someone like me, who's a swing trader, who has no idea what BBAI does, we're just hoping to break this 50, get over all 5 moving averages and fly and make that sexy, sexy trade between 3 and 5. Dude, that offering sucked, right? Like, that's for sure why we dropped 9% today. And yeah, it sucked, right? So just know what your position is on the stock and react accordingly, all right? An offering is not a reverse split. If it was a reverse split, it's game over. And I am well gone the second I hear it. After hours or pre-market, I don't care. An offering is not a reverse split. And again, if you're long term, they basically just banked profit. I'm cool with that, right? Like, you often hear me talk about banking profit on this thing, right? So, yes. All that said, we'll now get into the technicals. And what are we going to do before we do that? Same thing we always do, right? We're going to take a look at the daily and the weekly to see how this thing is setting up short term. We do have our 5 moving averages. There are a few here, but there are some horizontal support and resistance lines that I do draw manually myself. And then when we're done up here, we'll use the MACD, RSI, and volume as our lower indicators. Hey, really quickly, if you can please like this video, share it anywhere you can on social media. If you can comment on this thing, hey, if you can even subscribe to the channel, all that really does help with the YouTube algorithms. But I promise you, just being here and watching this is a very big thank you from me, okay? So look, let's get into it. And I kind of talked about a lot of what we've been hunting for, what we've been hunting for with BBAI, all right? 8 moving average was looking really nice. 20 was looking like it wanted to go up. This was the money channel. If it could have gotten into this 315 realm, man, it's nothing but red, and green. Like, that's just silly trading with maybe $4 being the only kind of hurdle, right? Again, we clearly did not break the 50. I'm very glad the 8 did its job, though. All right, this could have been way worse. I know I saw in in after hours yesterday, this thing was around -13, -15 when the offering was first announced. And I'm sure a lot of people, maybe thought reverse split and were easy, like, yeah, let's get the hell out of here, right? But again, you kind of heard why I said an offering can actually be a decent thing depending on what your time frame or what your view is on the stock, okay? But right now, there is a lot of pressure on this 8 moving average. The 8 moving average is actually below 50% candle. It's below the top of this, right? So losing this will kind of quickly take us to maybe here at 250. Probably down here at 225, right? That's really the 20s, what I kind of see being a little stronger. That's obviously not a great RSI, right? Again, it looked like it wanted to go up. Looks like it was ready to smash it and go. Volume's been actually on a pretty nasty downtrend too. Look at that, right? Like, we've been losing some hard volume on this stock for a bit. So there are a couple things that are kind of saying short-term bad. Again, it should be pretty hard to lose all 3 of these. It's really hard to break up 3. It should be really hard to lose 3, okay? And the fact that they're separating from each other, ideally we only lose this and never touch this. Maybe we lose these two but never touch you get what I'm saying? So I like that they're separating, and again, you shouldn't lose 3. And yeah, we haven't talked about this gap down in a while. Knock on wood, we don't have to. It's clearly something we'll talk about as we get closer to these lines. But yeah, overall, let's see where we're at in terms of trend line. I've been drawing trend lines a little bit more on this. The systematic. Oops, where did you smack that? Let's go from that corner right there, and let's take it to there. Right there. Whoop. Okay, I kind of went off the screen. I messed that up. Regardless, I was trying to hit that. It's probably going to be just a little up. It's basically right there, right? So I think there's a lot of reason to believe. Oh, can I move it up if I do that? Yeah, I can. Cool. Let's just leave it right there. Let's OCD it a little bit. Lot of reason to believe we're probably going to be coming to this 217 range if I had to guess on BBAI. Obviously, hey, AI's been doing. Ooh, it's an interesting weekly. Hopefully, actually, where are you at? All right, you're at 250. And then what are you at? You're at 275. That was also stupid. I could have just held right there. But yeah, you see the 8 averages at 250, and then the 50 is at 275. Ideally, we don't go much lower than that. Ideally, there is no 225 to worry about. And I think that line right there, yeah, that was the 250 that we talked about right here. So hopefully 250 is actually the lowest BBAI goes. But real quick, what does this look like? I mean, end of the day, there's an immense amount of pressure, that same number right there on the 229. We for sure cannot lose 229. It would obviously be pretty bad right here. It'll definitely be really bad on the weekly, right? So cool, that is BBAI. SOUNHOUND, where is SOUNHOUND at? Man, again, wants to get over all 5 moving averages, actually makes a really nice break and a decent confirmation. But, you know, it's funny because this is definitely the biggest candle to the left, and it's obviously over those. I guess the fact that it didn't break this sucked, and clearly this 308 line was a money line. Where was that 308 line from? It was the bottom of that. Oh man, it was this. That's just a hard plateau right there. Yeah, it is what it's a hard plateau. We got a 50% candle right there, 50% candle right there, 50% candle right there, a couple bottoms of the candle. Yeah, like that's a good strong line. All right. Look, you know I always say I actually give more weight and credit to these moving averages. They're computer generated and all that, but yeah, I've gotten pretty good at my lines over the years, you know what I mean? So, yeah, this one's sad. I'll be real honest with you. When you can break all the moving averages, get a decent confirmation. I would not call this a doji by any means. I would actually say that's a good full big candle. You got the 8 going up, you've got the MACD in positive, you've actually got the RSI peaking up, and you've had decent volume. You shouldn't expect these 3 candles behind it. And end of the day, look, you know technical analysis isn't here to be perfect. It's here to give you an advantage. And I promise you, if you find yourself in a situation like this on the 10th, 6 out of 10 times, it's going to give you 3 this way. Just really sucked that it gave you 3 this way, right? But right now, I guess I'd say there's a couple things I'm looking at. I'm seeing a little bit of an oscillation along the 50 moving average. We definitely are still above the 200, right? So hopefully the 200 does its job and we don't go any lower than that. Hopefully, all we're kind of doing is oscillating over this 50 a little bit, and hopefully on one of those oscillations, that'll break because it's still kind of going up. It's not going as up as it was. It actually looks like it takes a pretty hard flattening out right here. But I think the big story for SOUNHOUND is going to be 260. This cannot go lower than 260 because if it does, you're probably coming to 235 really quickly. 235 is almost perfectly 50% candle right there too, actually. And it's just behind a red, and a green. Yeah, that pretty easily could come to right here. So yeah, there's nothing more for me to say than this sucked, honestly. This was a really good setup going into the week and the start of the week. 308 was a real line. And again, I think it'll be stronger on the weekly if I had to guess. Yeah. Look at that. It's just, it lived here for weeks. That's a strong line for sure. So it does make some sense. What's this little red thing right here? Did I draw that? I got no idea. Whatever. Is what it is. Oh, that's the 50. Hilarious. The 50 moving average just started. The 20 was right here. We've now been trading this thing for 51 weeks now, right? This was the 50th week. That was the 51st. Sorry about that. I hope you're laughing as well. But yeah, I think these are my thoughts here. Again, the AI sector looks a little shaky. So this could be an opportunity for you to buy the dip if that's something you're into. Otherwise, just kind of maybe wait on the sidelines until we see the whole sector recover again, right? So just my thoughts. Let me know what you think. Hey, thank you, thank you, thank you.